What I want to discuss now is some of the colorations and surface texturing and techniques that I employ. This is a piece that I've done a while ago. It's called Nor'wester. It's made to be a wall hanging, and you can see this area here that I've carved, and then using pyrography I put a pattern in there. Let me pull you in a little closer and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can see the texturing and patterning that I've burned in here with pyrography after I carved it. Now, what I want to try and show you is I've decided this needs a little more color, a little more zap to it. So some of the methods I am going to show you can result in something like this piece here. This is a piece called Carapace that I've just recently completed, and you can see I've totally decorated this bowl on the outside using a combination of burning, carving, and pyrography. Well, burning and pyrography are the same, of course, but and using acrylics of various types, iridescents and metallics, I've created this surface that I think has a lot of character and zap to it. So that's the kind of thing I want to do in this area here, and I'll start showing you the techniques on how I make that happen right now. Now, after using pyrography on a piece of wood like this, the process makes a lot of waxes and resins, tar and such erupt out of the fibers of the wood, and that's going to be on the surface of your area that you've used pyrography on. Before you do acrylic work with that, you have to restore the surface to something that the acrylic's going to stick to. And the way to prep it is to use some of this 80% rubbing alcohol. Not brand specific, of course, but the idea is to use a nice gentle rubbing alcohol on a rag to clean the surface off. And it's a very simple process. This piece already has a finish on it, but the finish shouldn't be affected by this. You still don't want to focus on the finished area, just on the area that you've used pyrography on. And you can see that I'm getting some debris up, and that's what you're after. Just to clean it off, and after I'm done with this, I'm going to let it set for a while, just to let the alcohol dry off, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Well, now that the alcohol has dried, everything is ready for the next step. And the next step is I'm going to black gesso this whole area. I want it to be a very thin coat, but I want it to be consistent. The idea is to give me a nice, consistent, continuous background from which to work the colors out that I'm going to use. So let's get some black gesso on there. This basic Liquitex black, I guess it's gesso, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I know what it is. And I'll put some on my palette here, but typically when it comes out, it's just too viscous for me to work the way I like to work it, so I'm just using a little bit of water to thin it. I want it to be a really liquidy consistency, because like I said, I don't want to lose the detail of all the pyrography that I put on the surface. I want that nice surface texture to remain. It doesn't matter where you start, of course. So I'm going to start in here. I'm going to dry the brush off a little bit more, and to start working it into that area that is burned. When you're done with this, you should have the gesso on there, but still see the the lines that was burned in. So that's what you want to shoot for. And this will be good because it will help you even more tightly define that area. I use my fingers to make sure that any of the overage is removed. And I'll just work it into the texture of the pyrography. And I'll continue throughout the area of interest, and then we'll come back and we'll carry on with the additional steps.